Hey guys, welcome to my brand new channel in Life of Liz, and I'm going to tell you how I got into Harvard summer school. So this happened last year, and around October, November, I was looking at places where I can spend my summer since I was reading some Ivy League books and how to get into Ivy League schools, and they suggested that colleges not only want to see what you're doing over your course of high school year, but they also want to see that you're not spending your time doing nothing over the summers. So I definitely wanted to do something productive, and at the same time I was curious to see if I would fit into an Ivy League school. Please note that I'm from a little suburban city in Florida, and I don't really have any connections to these Ivy League schools, so it can be kind of intimidating. So I feel like this program really can kind of set you up for what may be up there. So right now I'm a junior in the middle of my junior year, and I'm going to talk about what I did last summer to actually get into the Harvard Summer School Pre-College program. So the first thing I did was apply online on their Harvard Summer School Pre-College program, and I selected the 2-week program. The 7-week program you can actually also apply to, which will give you college credits, and it will be in your transcript. But I decided to do the 2-week program because I already had a lot going on this last summer. So basically what the 2-week program is you're living on the Harvard campus with a whole bunch of roommates and in a Harvard dorm that actual Harvard students live in throughout the year. And you go to a class every single day for 3 hours, and you're being instructed on the class that you select. Something that I think is important is that you look up all of the classes that they're offering this summer if you're interested, and to see if any of those classes you're actually genuinely interested in. So I'll get to that in later. So in the 2-week program, you do have extracurricular activities, and what they're trying to do is to mirror what they feel like the actual Harvard life is in this 2-week program. So then you want to know how to get in, and I'll tell you how I got in. So what I first remember from the application around this time last year was that it was due around December, and they asked me a whole bunch of your basic information, your name, contact information, and how to actually your emergency contact where you live, and financial information. And then it had the essay questions. So I'm not really sure how the whole college admissions process works yet, but I will by the end of my junior year. But they asked 5 questions. There were 5 short answer questions, and some of the ones I remember, I wrote down on a note, were my favorite book and why, any extracurriculars I'm passionate about, my favorite classes, and why. Those were just some of the questions that they asked, and there was also an additional question that I could answer or put in any information that I felt they should know from me. So for my favorite book, I remember that I wrote The Selection. Even though it's a middle school book, I feel like I turned it into something that is really close to my heart, which would be like a strong female protagonist. And so I basically wrote about that. So I don't think that they were looking for you to talk about Shakespeare, or that you're into all these boring books that you're really not into, or that you're assigned to a school like Fahrenheit 451 or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's fine if that was honestly one of your favorite books, but something that I really noticed is that they see right through any lies or things that are not actually you. And when you write about something that you're actually passionate about, you're probably more likely to get in. So don't worry about if you're not the best book reader or something, or you're not that really big on books, but at least pick up something and really write about that passionately, or why you don't like books. It's really a diverse application, so what I did doesn't really have to do with if you're gonna get in or not. But anyway, the extracurriculars I chose were one particular extracurricular that I'm the leader of and I'm the president, and I talked about why it's my favorite, and you know, you can get into that, and definitely be sure to have different options so that you can ask your teachers or any older siblings if they think it's okay. So please be sure to have somebody proofread your work. And then my favorite class, I wrote about my Spanish class, not only because it's like a really, like, the Spanish language is close to me, but because of how I feel in that atmosphere. I didn't necessarily talk about any of the material in this class, but you can if you want, if that's what you remember. But when I was in one of the classes at Harvard that was teaching you about college admission and writing your essay, they mentioned that it's fine that biology is your favorite class because you're doing so well at it and that you're naturally good, but they want to know like a story of why you're so passionate about biology, as in why is it your favorite class, as in was it your teacher singing songs while you were taking notes, or the people in your class are so like a family? Because that's something they want to know, that it would really show a different perspective of you, because they probably heard it all at this point. So in the last part of this video, I just want to tell you guys my scores and my grades that I had currently at the time. So in 9th grade, I had straight A's, and I did take dual enrollment classes, which are college classes at my local college class, and I had perfect grades in all of them. And then sophomore year, there was just one B. I know. It was rough, but I had one B, and at this point, you could send in your PSAT or SAT scores or your AP scores that you had taken. And I did take government and economics in 9th grade year, but I decided not to send in my AP scores. And I had not taken a PSAT, SAT, or ACT at all. So I didn't take any standardized tests, and I still got in. I mean, the only thing that I do remember from my transcripts that were on there were my dual enrollment classes, my AP classes, and then just my general classes that I was in. And I'm also in pre-IB, or I was in 9th grade and 10th grade. I was in pre-IB, so maybe that was another piece to the puzzle. But yeah, and that's all I have for you guys today. Please let me know if this video helped you, and if there's any questions that you guys have for me, please put it down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them or have a future video. You never know. Okay, thank you so much for watching.